All right, y'all. What's up? My name is JT Deloche. We're with AJ Douglas, and we're on the Talking Red Raiders podcast right now. So basically, this podcast, what it entails is we go to Texas Tech. We're going to be talking about Texas Tech football, basketball, whatever we feel like. Then we're going to dive into some college football currently, some NFL, get a look ahead at the Red Raiders basketball non-conference schedule. So, yeah, let's just dive right into it. So, this past weekend, Texas coming off a 62-14 victory over Kent State. Good team win, put up 48 in the first half. Kent State didn't really get any momentum until the third stringers came in. Morton finished with 258 yards on 26 passes, 18 of them completions, 3 touchdowns. Will Hammond, 7-10, 94 yards with a rushing touchdown as well. AJ, play from the quarterbacks.
I mean, it's exactly what you wanted. Baron Morton just comes out 18 for 26, and the only reason he started getting all those incompletions were because it was late, trying to see what he can create late in the game. But, I mean, 9.9 average, I mean, that's a first down every time you pass the ball. I mean, Terrence Carter had the 50-yard play where he almost dragged the dude in the 2-minute drill, which is I'm so glad to see Joey leave the starters out there for the 2-minute drill and see how they look. So, I mean, this team looks a little bit different than what we've seen before.
Yeah, what's crazy too is the running backs. They carried their weight as well. Adam Hill was 16 carries, 127. Jacoby Williams, 9 carries, 54 yards. Cameron Dickey had 8 carries with only 10 yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns. I feel like we have the 1-2 punch of the running back position. Cam Dickey, more the power back. Jacoby Williams, more the speed guy. And then our third string, he's really not a third string back if you look at it. Adam Hill with a great game. And I know it's late, but he's a terror. I mean,
especially after losing Quentin Joyner.
Definitely. And everyone thought we were going to be missing Joyner. I mean, we do. But, our running backs have stepped up when they needed to. Quarterback play as well. Mitch Griffiths went 2 for 2 with a couple yards there. We're deep. I mean, we got a good quarterback room. Receivers, Coy, 3 receptions, 59 yards and a touchdown. Reggie Virgil, 5 receptions, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns with a head tap included. Bryson Jones got on the board for his first Red Raider touchdown, 2 receptions, 50 yards and a touchdown. Terrence Carter had that one big yard play. And one thing we got to touch on is Caleb Douglas and his, involvement lately. Only 2 catches for 35 yards. He's yet to score a touchdown this season.
I mean, yeah, you'd love to see more of Caleb Douglas, but at the same time, I'm just happy to see all the wide receivers getting early action, because if they don't get the early action, what are they going to look like when we need them against Utah? I mean, Big Noon's coming in for that one, so.
It feels like we got all the receivers that we need. I mean, all our receivers, you can go 1 through 7 with our guys, and it looks like an NFL room. I mean, we got a lot of talent.
I mean, we have a 5-star sitting on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, Micah Hudson, he's a good backup. But no, I shouldn't be, but I feel a little worried about Caleb Douglas with his lack of involvement recently, and I know it's not on him. Me and you being at the game, we see what happens, and I guess we just decided to go different ways versus Kent State and Pine Bluff, but limited targets against Pine Bluff, limited targets against Kent State. I really don't know the reason for it. I mean, Caleb Douglas should be our go-to guy, should be our number 1. Reggie Virgil could take that spot. I mean, we just have so much depth, in my opinion, that it doesn't matter where we look at, but I think Caleb needs more involvement. I mean, we need to get him involved early before we go up against these Big 12 teams, before we get to that Big 12 schedule. Because we're starting off early with a gauntlet at Utah in 2 weeks, and then we got Oregon State next week, which should be a win. But what are your thoughts?
Could be a trap.
More involvement. I think we need more involvement from Caleb Douglas.
Honestly, the Oregon State game could be a trap one. It's one I'm actually I'm not worried along the lines of us winning. I think we'll still win, but at the same time, Oregon State could be one that we just randomly lose or get the game way too close, and all it takes is 1 pick six going the wrong way. That one scares me, but no, Douglas, I'd love to see him a little bit more, but I'm on top of that. Virgil's been doing incredible, taking over the game, especially that freaking touchdown that he had right in front of us. I mean, we were sitting right there. We got to see it firsthand. And all I could think about was how Kent State's coach was like, "Hey, we're used to Virgil," and I'm like, "Yeah, you definitely are." Guy came out of
Yeah.
Miami of Ohio. You guys saw him quite a bit. Just don't know how to game plan against him. So
Yeah, we got to touch on that Scott Gill Howard, that fumble. The defenses look great. I mean, our front seven just look phenomenal. I mean, Jacob Rodriguez, Ben Roberts leading those linebackers. You got Bryce Ramirez mixed in there. Gil Howard, Romello Height looks dangerous. I mean, we just got even the O line, Howard Sampson on the right side. I mean, we got NFL caliber size in our lines, and our edge rush is very good. I mean, it's David Bailey. I mean, it's looking like a good year for us in the Red Raiders. Also in the special teams total. I mean, in the special teams room, we got Upton, we got Stone.
Upton
Jack
Burgess
Burgess
is the one that made it 6-7, so everybody's loving on that.
Yeah, but Jack Burgess hasn't been needed much, and Jack's a great punter. You know, I've got to meet the guys, and they're really talented at what they do. I mean, Stone's got a boot, Upton's got a boot.
Yeah.
So anyway, for that game totals, we got Texas Tech 601 total yards, 371 passing, 230 on the ground, and then Kent State 229 total, which I'd say about 130 of it was garbage time.
Yeah.
165 pass, 64 rush, and if I remember correctly, they were held negative rush yards until midway through the third quarter.
Oh yeah. We were like, hey, congratulations, you finally went positive. Way too late into the game.
Yeah. So no, two good wins the past 2 weeks for the Red Raiders. I'm looking forward to the season. I mean, our real first test is this Oregon State game, and this is an Oregon State team that has been struggling. 0-2 right now. Big loss to Cal week 1, just coming off a loss to Fresno State. Main concern there is special teams with Oregon State. Their coach touched on that in an interview. I mean, we clearly at the moment win in that department. But they got some talent. They have the Duke transfer Malik Murphy. He went 31 of 48 with 371, 4 touchdowns. However, he did have 2 interceptions. And then don't count out the running back room with Anthony Hankerson, 25 carries, 136 yards. Did not reach the end zone. They had the 2 tailbacks reach the end zone. And then 2 very electric receivers with Tastine Reddix and Trent Walker combining for over 200 yards on 18 receptions total for both of them. So I guess, how do you think we stack up against them right now?
I mean, the thing that I'm really excited to see is how do we stand up to the pass rush. Like, that's my biggest key. Yeah, we played some weak O-lines. How are we going to face an actual Power 5 O-line? Does Brad Bailey get off as quick as he does? Does Gilman get in and put the pressure on? That's what I really want to see, is how much have we improved on that pass rush? Do our corners only have to hold for 2 seconds instead of last year where it felt like we were not getting to the quarterback and corners were getting beat because they had to hold their routes for 4 to 5 seconds. So, yeah, well, that's exactly what I want to see. Is I want to see how does this pass rush do.
Yeah, and I mean, I also want to see improvement from the O-line. I kind of just want to see how we stack up against more elite edge rushers and more elite defensive line. However, with that being said, Oregon State has struggled this season. 2 bad losses. Now, credit to them, credit to Fresno State. I don't know much about Cal. I do know Fresno State is a pretty good team. They're always around mid-20s in the rankings. They're always ranked every other year, it seems like. But if you're Oregon State right now, as a coach, what do you tell your team 0-2 going into an environment at Jones AT&T? What are you telling your team right now after the catastrophe they had this weekend?
That there's a good chance to go 0-3. You don't go into the locker room and saying that, but that's all I would be thinking is, if I'm an Oregon State fan, I'm not looking at this as a possible win. I think there's a difference in this defense. Like, that's my main thing. Looking at Heights, looking at Rodriguez, Howard, of course, with the interception. I mean, it's a big man running 20 miles per hour. Like, he was gone. He was nobody was around him when he got that interception. So, I mean, that defense looks incredible, and that's really what I want to touch up on. Is like, the defense that we currently have is probably the best defense I think Tech's probably had in forever. Because when you think of Tech, you think of offense. You don't think of defense.
The only one that I'd say competes the 08-09 defense, but even then, I mean, there were some struggles. But no, I agree with you, and I think with Oregon State and their offensive scheme that they run, I don't think they stand a chance. However, they do have those two outside weapons at receiver. So we're gonna have to. I don't think we press them. I think we go into a zone. See what happens with that. I can't really talk on that. I'm not in the coaching room. I'm not on the staff. But Malik Murphy, he had a great season with Duke last year. He's 21. I don't know exactly if he's a senior yet or whatever with all the new rules and everything. But he's got an arm and he has legs. He can run the ball too. And let along with that, Anthony Hankerson, the running back. I mean, 25 carries, 136 yards. That's a stat that catches your eye. I mean, it's not a good average. It's just the total of yards that he ran. And I mean, yes, it's Fresno State, but you got to give Fresno State some credit. They're a solid team, and I'm pretty confident we win this game. We open up as over 20-point favorites, which I personally don't like. I hate the odds on just knowing how in the past we've dropped games that we shouldn't have. But it is at home. It is at the Jones. It's a midday kickoff. I'm pretty sure it's a midday kickoff.
Jones is hostile too. It's a hostile environment. Nobody wants to come and play in
Oregon State recently with the whole conference realignment hasn't seen something like this in a while. So I think they'll be a little rattled. I think they'll come in with a game plan, and I think we shut it down early. I think we do shut it down early, and then Oregon State can't recover. Our offense is very high-powered. I feel like we just have a good overall solid team this year, and I guess I don't want to look ahead, but I feel like our real test is at Rice Eccles at Utah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a team that's currently ranked inside the top 25, but, I mean, what's your goal here for the team? To me, it's Big 12 or bust. Like, if you gotta be a dog in the Big 12. Last year, you were, third? You had a chance going into the last game. Don't drop the one to Baylor at a homecoming. Don't lose that 50-30 or something, whatever the score was. And then TCU right afterwards, where Will came out 9-9 threw a pick, and then it just snowballed down from there. So don't drop those games. You're in the Big 12 championship. Now you made your team even better. You spent more money. I mean, I think it's Big 12 or nothing.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, especially with how the conference is going right now, Arizona State dropped a tough one, Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into the Big 12, what are your score predictions for this weekend?
Let's see. I'm going 45 to maybe 14.
I'm going to go ahead and say 38-10 Tech. They cover, or is it a 28.5 spread?
I can't tell you on the top of my head.
I have no idea.
I don't pay attention to the
If it's under 28, spread. I think we cover. But if it's over 28, I don't think we cover. I think we get up early. I think we get up 24-3 at half. We kind of just settle in. Oregon State can't recover. They're gassed. I think Oregon State maybe comes out on their first drive. They score, make it 24-10, and Tech just scores 2 and cuts it down. And I mean, I don't see Oregon State with their offense and their team getting more than, I'd say, probably 14 points on us. And I can see our offense doing more than 38. But just knowing that this is stronger competition, regardless of how good they think Oregon State is or not, it is stronger competition than the first we played.
I mean, the first two had 3 wins last year, and that was all from one team.
If our offense drops over 45, then I'm solidifying us as a top 20 team at the moment.
I mean, what's our average right now? 64?
It's something crazy.
Yeah,
I think it's 60. I think it's 65.5.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane how they're doing.
I don't know if you saw this stat. Our starters have outscored both teams 95-0.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's absolutely insane.
So that's 95 out of 129 points that we've scored. I mean, it's nuts.
In one quarter or one game of play?
Yeah, and I mean, also talk about Morton. He did 18 of 26 for 258 with 3 touchdowns all in the first half. So I feel like he's finally going to have his first full game this year versus Oregon State. I think statistic-wise, it's going to stay the same. I don't think he throws his first pick. I think that comes at Utah, if anything. He did a really good job last year of limiting interceptions. I think he only had
The Wazoo game.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it only had 6 on the year. It might have been 8.
I just remember the
Regardless.
Wazoo game. The Wazoo game was a bad one for them.
Yeah,
And that's the one.
mean,
That's what I mean. That those games there are the ones that scare me with the
and
Pac-12.
it does feel like the Pac-12 is like our Achilles heel.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we overcome it this weekend versus Oregon State. Now moving ahead, the Big 12. Where do you think we go with this? What are our Big 12 odds right now? Arizona State obviously dropped that one to Mississippi State. Kansas State, I think, is completely out of the picture. Actually, I don't want to count them out because we do play at Manhattan, and knowing Tech, Kansas State is our killer.
Yeah.
I don't know with Baylor right now.
That's the one. That's one that I'm genuinely scared of. Is like looking at Baylor right now. Yes, they played SMU and got the win, but they barely lost to Auburn, who I think is now ranked. I don't remember on top of my
Auburn is
head.
now ranked, yes, 25th, I believe.
Yeah. So Auburn barely lost that one, and then they beat SMU. Like Baylor's gonna be a good team.
Yeah, and I mean we don't have Baylor or TCU this year. TCU, I'm not too high on. I mean, they did go into Chapel Hill and destroy North Carolina, but at the same time, that North Carolina team growing up in Chapel Hill, their secondary struggles are insane, and Bill is going to take at least 2 years to fix it. I mean, that program is cursed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not too high on TCU at the moment. The team I am not high on either is BYU, and they're getting a lot of praise. And I know I can say that. I can't really talk because Tech hasn't played anyone, but BYU has also not played anyone. And it's just the way that first game went. I don't see their offense being productive this year. Their defense looks really good, but I just don't see their offense being productive this year like they have been in the previous years.
I mean, I'm looking at our schedule right now, and I mean, maybe we dropped the one to Utah.
We do have to go to Kansas State and Arizona State as well.
Yeah, we go to Kansas State, but I still think we can walk out. Kansas State has not looked good. After that Farmageddon game, game didn't help.
I do agree with you. It's just growing up a Tech fan, you go to Kansas State or Kansas State comes here, they always whoop our ass. So
let's see. But I mean, BYU's coming to us.
I think the Kansas game is the one we don't need to tread lightly on. Kansas did look really good against Mizzou. Mizzou just pulled away at the end.
I mean, Oklahoma State might be the only one that is a bad team that I would be scared of because Oklahoma State has a rivalry with us. But last year, it was 56-46 or 40-something, and we went to that game.
Yeah, we were at that game. And I'm not scared of Oklahoma State this year. They have no offensive firepower whatsoever. They have no defense. Oregon was able to pass and run all over them with no problem.
If I remember, we shut down Ollie too, other than that one run.
I see us beating Oklahoma State by 50 at least. I mean, they stand no chance. I think Gundy's going after this year, and I hate to say it because I like Gundy, but if they have another conference season where they go without a win, I think Gundy's gone.
Yeah. I don't know.
West Virginia does not look good. We play at West Virginia to end the season. They just lost to Ohio on the road.
Yep.
21-14, I believe. I'm not too worried about West Virginia. UCF for senior night should be a breeze. There's just little games here and there.
Who's our homecoming?
Like Kansas.
Is it Kansas? Okay, so yeah,
Kansas.
I'm not worried.
I'm not worried about Kansas. I think we've only lost to Kansas 3 times ever in football. Like I'm not, but I just know Jalen Daniels with his feet is very, very, very good.
That's something I want to see with the Oregon State game is how do we respond with guys with quarterbacks who can run?
Yeah, well, I mean Malik Murphy has some wheels on him, but I don't see the Oregon State O-line holding up enough time. We're going to get enough pressure, and he's going to be forced to throw away or throw contested throws. Mm-hmm. And I don't see a way that he can get scrambling. I maybe 20 yards, maybe. I don't know. He's not considered a dual threat. Ultimately, he is. I mean, he's no Kevin Jennings from SMU. He's no Drew Aller from Penn State, but he's got some wheels on him. He can escape the pocket.
Hopefully, the future Brown, Drew Aller.
Yeah.
He's a Browns fan.
Oh, a team we did not touch on is Iowa State. Iowa State's defense looks legit.
Yeah, they do look good. Going back to that Farmageddon game, that game was weird in general, but our Iowa State's defense has been able to create turnovers in both games that they played. So, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I would be scared of Iowa State a little bit, but thank God we don't have to play them.
I don't think. See, it's just the Big 12 is up for grabs this year. I mean, no, it really is. It is every year. I
What,
think
hasn't it been 6 years in a row or something like that where it's been nobody's repeated? Nobody's had it.
it's something like that. I think the last time that happened, you got to go back to Baker Mayfield at Oklahoma. Pretty sure. I might be wrong, but no, it's just Big 12 is such a fun conference to watch, and I mean every game is intense. But I don't see this Utah game coming up in 2 weeks. That's really going to be the factor for me to decide where we're going to go this season.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly how I feel. I just want to see how
if we walk out of Rice Eccles with a win, I will be more than pleased. Am I still going to get my hopes up? Maybe a little more than I am right now. But ultimately, if we walk out of Rice Eccles with a win, I'm satisfied. We probably end up top 15, maybe around the 10th spot. But we should be good.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same way. I'm looking directly at that Utah game. I'm kind of missing Oregon State, which I don't know. I'm hoping the team's not doing the same thing. I'm hoping this is just the fan side of it. But I'm looking directly at Utah, and I'm like, this is going to be the game that decides. Are we a Big 12 contender? If we get blown out in Utah, it's not going to look good for us. So the Utah game's going to dictate where we go.
And talking about Big 12 championships, Texas Tech basketball just released their non-conference schedule 2 days ago. This is a non-con schedule unlike anything we've seen in the past few years. Got some good competition. We open up on, let's see, I believe that's November 4th with Lindenwood.
Yeah.
After that is Sam Houston. Then we travel to Champaign to play Illinois. Thoughts on that game?
The only team that I'm looking at before we get to the LSU game where I feel like we actually can lose a game. But if this is the same team that we got last year, which JT's coming back, Anderson's coming back, I mean, we'll see. I don't think
great additions to our team. I think today we actually just signed Latrell Hoover,
yeah, I saw that.
6'11" center from San Antonio.
Saw that, yeah.
You know, roster looks good. I mean, I like.
We finally got height.
We do. And I think Donovan Atwell. I think he's from UNC Greensboro, I believe. We have Lawan Watts from Villanova. So we got some guys, and I'm looking forward to this season. I mean, I really am. We got Leon coming back. Jazz is off the scooter finally, so we get to see more of him.
Yeah, that sucks seeing him last year.
Losing Darion Williams, losing Federico, losing Chance McMillan, Kerwin Walton. A lot of our guys are gone, but I still can't live with the Darion Williams one, especially because he's at NC State.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be fine. I mean, I feel good about our team. We have Lawan Watts.
I like JT's veteran. I like that JT's a veteran. I mean,
Josiah Mosley, who I forgot about, he's the one from Villanova, actually. That's my bad. Then we have Nolan Groves, freshman guard from Minnesota. I think he won Gatorade Player of the Year in Minnesota. He's a sharpshooter.
Nice.
And then we have Luke Bamboye, I'm pretty sure, from London. Transferred from VCU to 6'10". He is a block machine. So Red Raider basketball is looking great this year. Going back to the schedule, though, let's look at that.
We got Milwaukee coming to
Illinois
us.
is the toss-up. We play Milwaukee. Then we go to the Baja Mar, play Wake Forest. Wake Forest I know a lot about. I don't think that should be a problem. Then we either play Memphis or Purdue. One I'm not really worried about is Purdue. But thankfully we don't have to play them at Mackey, which is huge. But Purdue's going to be our real test. I think if we walk out of Champaign with a win, we should be good against Purdue. But I feel like Purdue's our first real test. We get past Illinois.
Yeah, definitely. Weren't they in the Elite Four last year? Or was that the year before? Because
The
I know
Final
they
Four,
I
that
know
was
they
the
had
year
it with Zach
before.
Edey, but was it the year?
That was the year before.
Yeah, it was the year before. 'Cause I
Purdue.
remember Edey was
See, I don't know what to think about Purdue. Purdue's always ranked high. They always start the season off top 10,
mm-hmm.
and then they never really deliver in March. So I feel like the regular season Warriors. I feel like we should win if we do have to play them. Memphis is that sneaky team. Penny Hardaway's got good stuff going there. They need to get their tournament wins, but this is a good tournament for us this year, especially playing at Illinois to prepare us for this. I think we'll be fine. After that tournament, we play at home versus New Orleans, then Wyoming, then LSU and Fort Worth. I am hopefully going to that. But that should – LSU's been struggling recently. I feel like that should be a win.
I mean, I'm going to be a little biased here. I am really upset that none of these or all these games are at home. The Illinois one's in Illinois. The Wake Forest one's in Bahamas. Purdue's in Bahamas because it's the same tournament. And then LSU's in Fort Worth. None of these are at home. Nobody's going to be coming to the United States.
Yeah, Arkansas
or not United States.
That Arkansas game, I think LSU's will win. LSU's struggled. I mean, their roster, it's not like it used to like 3 years ago. But looking at the Arkansas game, that is the one I've had circled ever since that came out. A rematch of probably one of the best games in the tournament last year in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Arkansas returning.
I still have that video on my phone of you going crazy when D5 made the shot.
Arkansas is returning Brazil, I believe. I don't know who else. I haven't really looked into it that much. I'm kind of in football mode right now. That's probably going to be. I'm not going to say the most important game on our non-con because you look 2 games after that, or a game after that, we played Duke. But
right around
we
Christmas.
got to beat Arkansas.
Hey,
we need to beat Arkansas.
Road trip to Duke. To Madison Square Garden.
I'm going.
Oh, you are? Oh, cool.
Northern Colorado's a win at home. Then we head to Madison Square Garden to play Duke. Duke is a team I know a lot about. Isaiah Evans, Slim, played at North Mecklenburg in North Carolina.
Especially with your background as a North Carolina fan, too.
Yeah, he's a dog. Isaiah Evans is him. Obviously got the Boozer twins. They lost Cooper Flagg, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue for them with the Boozer twins coming in. Duke is that team where
Cooper Flagg's going to gel.
Duke is a team where they either gel perfectly or they have a lot of miscommunication. I think this Duke game will be our first loss, maybe our second after Purdue. I think this Duke game is going to be an L. And I don't want to be like that. I believe in our team. I really do. There's something about Duke, man. Like, Duke and Madison Square Garden, we lost to them. I mean, okay.
Duke's a blue blood. I mean, that's what they're known for.
I'm kind of manifesting here with this basketball season coming up. So, call me crazy, but in 2018, we lose to Villanova, the eventual champions, in the Elite Eight, and the Final Fours in San Antonio. This past year, lose to the eventual champions in the Elite Eight, the Final Fours in San Antonio. Hear me out. Chris Beard was a second-year head coach in 2018. Grant McCasland was a second-year head coach last year, right? Now, call me crazy, right? Hold on.
I got you.
2019, the year after, make the Final Four, played Duke in Madison Square Garden over Christmas. This year, play Duke in Madison Square Garden over Christmas. I'm just saying.
You feel like it's deja vu all over again, don't you?
Call me crazy, but you can't tell me that that's not something to look at. I mean, it's lining up perfectly.
I mean, can't go against your logic, but I do feel like last year's roster is a little bit better.
2018, we lost a lot of our guys. Lost Zach Smith, Justin Gray, Zaire Smith, etc.
Mm-hmm.
We returned Jared Culver, right? Bring in some transfers.
So you're telling me Jared Culver is JT Toppin coming back?
Culver was the Big 12 Freshman of the Year. We have JT Toppin, Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Returning points per game leader in the Big 12 was Jared Culver. Would have been Jared Culver. Became Big 12 Player of the Year. Ultimately, I think Toppin this year is Big 12 Player of the Year. I feel like it's the same. I feel like it's the same situation. And people are going to say, "Oh, don't believe in this. Like, it's BS." But call me crazy, but it lines up. It really does.
Yeah.
And then we close the season. We close the non-con with Winthrop on December 28th. I think I think in this time span, let me see, 2, 3, 4.
I can see 3 losses or 2 losses.
I see 11-2. I think our floor is 11-2. Our ceiling's 13-0.
Like, is Houston gonna be Houston again? Like, is Houston?
What?
I said, is Houston gonna be Houston again, where we split one where with them? That was a crazy game.
I think we only played Houston once this year.
Oh, we only played one. Oh wait.
I think it's at the Fertitta Center too. I don't that the conference schedule hasn't been released, but now with all the additions of all the teams, since we played them twice last year, I think we only played them once this year.
Nice. What about?
I think our big game.
Didn't we say
our big game? I
are we
think
picking up
Arizona.
Baylor?
What?
Aren't we picking up Baylor this year?
We are. We played them twice.
Yeah.
And I think our big game this year is Arizona. I think we're going to have them at home, if I'm not mistaken.
With Bronny James.
Bryce James.
Oh, Bryce James. Yeah, Bronny's in the league.
Yeah.
Bryce James.
But
hey, if Bron's there, I'm bringing a sign that says, "Thank you for what you've done in Cleveland."
Don't do that. But no, I mean, I know this is off topic from football, and we'll dive right back into football for a second. This Tech non-con basketball schedule, it's probably the best we've had since 2019. I know, like, last year we really didn't have comp. I mean, we played Syracuse. We played – who else did we play?
Wyoming. I think that's the best team we faced.
I think we played – I'm trying to think who we played in that tournament.
We lost the tournament because we were hoping to play Texas. I remember that. Who did we lose to?
Yeah, I just don't know who we lost to.
Oh, I got the schedule. I'm pulling it up. I'm going to try to pull it up.
Ultimately, though, this non-con is very good for this team this year. Wow. There's not as many cakewalks as we had last year.
We lost to St. Joseph.
St. Joe's. Oh, that's when they shot like 70%.
Yeah, when they didn't miss.
I think this team genuinely this year is a natty contender. I really do. I feel like it's Final Four or bust this year for this team. We have so much talent, so many, like, Anderson's running the offense. He's developed so much. His passing is going to be key. How do we replace Elijah Hawkins? That's my big thing. Is Christian Anderson going to step up, and are we going to replace Elijah Hawkins? Because Hawkins dished out almost 6 dimes a game. Like, that's a pure point guard, and
he's a Chris Paul type of point guard.
That's why I was so high on last year's team, is because majority of Tech teams, if you look back to when we started having success, our last true point guard was Keenan Evans, and that was 2018. And Culver was not a pure point guard. He was more like a stretch guard. But now I feel like the team last year was so good because we had that point guard. We had that guy that was a pass-first guy. I still want Anderson to score the ball, but is he going to become that pass-first guy? Is he going to become a guy that can pass the rock, but he can also create his own shot? Guys like that are what's going to help us win this year, along with JT Toppin and all the pieces we have. I think Leon's going to play a key part on defense this year.
My thought process is who would be Kerwin Walton, because, Kerwin Walton didn't play much, but at the same time, he was a guy that was, if he is hot, he's hot. What game was it that he had 4 or 5 threes, like, where back to back to back, and it changed.
UNCW in the tournament, round 1.
No, it was in the tournament. Yep, that's what I'm saying.
I think that guy for us is going to be Nolan Groves, the freshman out of Minnesota. I mean, he's a sharpshooter. He's legit. He's a freshman. He's got to prove himself, but he's legit. We also have Jalen Petty as well, 6'4" guard from Seattle. I'm high on this team. I genuinely think we're natty contenders. That's just me. I think by the end of the season, I don't think Darian leaving is going to hurt us as much. Would it have helped if he stayed? I would have given us natty favorites if he stayed. But I think Lowan Watts is going to come in, and Donovan Atwell. They're going to come in. They're about the same build as Darian Williams. I think they're going to come in and provide the exact same output that Williams gave.
I was not a big fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love D5. D5 is incredible over here, especially defensively. He was good too. But there was times in close games I wasn't a guy that wanted D5 to have the ball. I was always hoping it went to Elijah because I wanted everybody else to get open, and D5 would hold on to it. what was it, the Houston game where he bounced it off the backboard, just muscled it too hard. So to me, it's not. I'm not worried
it was
about
Iowa
defense.
State. It was Iowa State. The
Iowa
game
State,
for
yeah.
a break. Yeah.
It was the one. It was the one that we almost lost, or we lost. That we did.
We
lose.
did lose in overtime.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it was the one we lost.
In overtime, the whiteout. Yeah. I think us losing D5. At first, I was like very upset about it, but now that I look at it more, I'm kind of like, we have guys that can replace him. I'm not. Was he a key piece? Yes, he was a 16 points per game guy for us.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do great at NC State. I think he's going to fit Will Wade's system. All my friends at State are so excited about this team, and I don't see Will Wade having immediate success, but that's just me. But anyway, we are in football season, so we just wanted to touch here on the non-conference schedule for Texas Tech basketball.
Yeah,
so that is our Tech
announced this
segment.
week.
What's up?
I said, yeah, that got announced this week, I think.
It did, yeah, 2 days ago. So that is our Tech segment for the show. Now we're going to jump back more into college football.
Talk about that top 25.
The AP poll did just release, and I'm not a fan of it.
No. But at the same time, keep in mind, does this really matter too much? No, it doesn't matter until conference play comes in and we're talking college football playoffs. But man, I hate freaking Florida State right now. That's the one I can't stand.
For me, it's not even Florida State. I don't know. For me, it's Alabama, right? I saw some dude today have a take.
Is Bama still ranked? Bama still ranked?
Yes, he had some take that he believes that Alabama is a top 10 team because they passed the eye test. The eye test being Florida State right now is currently ranked 10th. Let me remind you, when they played, Florida State was an unranked team coming off a 2-10 season.
Yep.
That is a perfect example of why they're not top 10. Ohio State at 1. I agree with that. Penn State at 2. I think
Penn State might be too high, but
the way Oregon looks, I think Oregon's the number 2 team right now.
Yeah.
They look so dominant. I think Penn State's 4th behind LSU. LSU's looked really good. Miami State's at 5. Georgia and Texas need to drop behind Notre Dame. Notre Dame should be up to 6. Georgia should move back to 7. 8 should be Texas. I think Illinois is riding a high train right now. They deserve the 9 spot, especially preseason rank, I think, was 14. They've won.
Right, yeah.
They've won. So Florida State at 10. Obviously, the win against Bama, very good win, and they destroyed East Texas A&M. I'm fine with them at 10. That's not what makes me so upset. Clemson, I think OU needs to be top 10. That win against Michigan was dominant.
Yeah. No, I mean, my thing with FSU, though, is they had 2 wins last year. It's the same coach. So, I mean, wouldn't you expect the roster to kind of look the same, and all of a sudden they beat Alabama? Okay, is this the same Alabama team that we knew growing up? No, Nick Saban's gone. It's not Saban's roster anymore. So Alabama need to drop the bias, and then they rank them at 14. Okay, I mean, I hate it, but then they go and beat East Texas A&M 77-3 and jump up 4 more spaces. However, you look at everybody else below them, if they beat an FCS school like us, we beat them by 60, and we keep dropping down 1 spot. I don't know how that keeps working for our end.
So I understand why Florida State jumped, because if you look at the 3 teams from 13 to 11, the only one I disagree with them jumping is Oklahoma. Clemson struggled against Troy. They were down 16-0 at half. South Carolina struggled against South Carolina State. Yes, the weather was terrible. I think it was a 38-3 win over South Carolina State, which is an in-state school. South Carolina needs to ride a better high. Lenora Sellers is great. Nick Harper's getting double-teamed every play. My problem is the lines for South Carolina. I don't think South Carolina's a playoff team this year. I think they have another disappointing season and ended 9-3 with all the hype.
From what I've been seeing, South Carolina is a favorite. A lot of people like South Carolina, and they're. their QBs apparently is supposedly in the Heisman race, which I don't know about that. I don't pay enough attention to
is in the Heisman
SEC.
race. I think he'll be a number 1 draft pick. I do. I think he's better than Nussmeier at LSU. I think Florida State, though, their quarter Nick Castellanos, I believe his name is. I know his last name is Castellanos. I believe it's Nick. The Boston College transfer is a stud. I mean, this dude, he talks a lot, but he backs it up, and I feel like Nick Castellanos is going to bring the Seminoles to continue to be in the playoff race. I mean, Clemson, their only real challenge this year was Clemson, and Clemson looks awful. So, I mean, Florida State right now, in my opinion, is the clear favorite to win the ACC. SMU was up there for me, and then they dropped to Baylor, which, again, that's one game. But, like, who else in the ACC is going to challenge Florida State right now? Maybe Clemson, that's it. Yeah. Clemson looked awful. I mean, but then you go to Norman, they knock out Michigan.
I've always been a guy that's like, week 1 is always a weird week because teams haven't gotten into their rhythm. And we all know Dabo Swinney is a guy who gets in the rhythm very, very late into the season. So when they face off in the ACC championship, I think it's going to be a different Clemson team than the one that faced LSU. So I think FSU versus Clemson could be the ACC.
Well, I'm looking at it too. I forgot Miami. Carson Beck's done really good this year. I think the transfer is what he needed. I don't think he fit Georgia's system. He fits Mario Cristobal at Miami like a glove. This USF versus Miami game coming up is going to be interesting. But anyway, back to Norman, Oklahoma. A big win for the Sooners at home with College game day.
Yeah.
Jumps them up to 13 from 18, drops Michigan down to 23, which Michigan, I agree, should be unranked after that loss. Bryce Underwood's young. He's going to learn. Oklahoma, though, I feel like OU's a top 10 team. Mateer's very good.
OU's a top 10 team? That's a jump. That's a crazy jump.
Their defense looks outstanding. They were flying all over the field in that game.
But how do they also rack up to the rest of the SEC since they now moved over to the SEC?
I don't think the SEC is that strong this year.
I don't either. I mean, ever since NIL, teams, I think it was Nick Saban who said it best. Since players can now go wherever they want because of the money-wise, it's now allowed more parity, and nobody just wants to go and see Alabama and Georgia because that's the big dogs. Now, I think it was Saban who was like, since we can just players go wherever, the parity is at its all-time best because you got guys going to Vanderbilt. Like, you got guys that want to go to Texas Tech. Texas Tech spending all the money. Indiana U was complaining about Ohio State, Michigan, USC, and Texas Tech all spend money, and that's the college world. That's what we're allowed to do now. And so
Curtis Signetti had a few comments on that. I believe OU's a top 10 team. I really do. And I
just got to see more out of OU.
I'm going to have to see SEC play, but I don't think the SEC is that all high and mighty this year. I mean, LSU looked good against the Clemson team, but then again, Clemson just struggled against Troy, and LSU beat by barely a possession. So it's little things like that catch my attention. Yes, they passed the eye test. It was at Clemson at a night game. Like, that's a tough place to play. But ultimately, like, this whole eye test thing, eye test doesn't matter until like week 9, week 10.
Yeah.
Like, I think LSU right now is the front runner for the SEC. Georgia looked awful against Austin Peay, regardless of the delay. I mean, we had a delay too, and we still came out with a belt.
Yeah.
Texas does not look good. I don't think Arch Manning's the guy. I really don't.
It's still early in that man's career. I'm not ready to jump the ship on Arch Manning yet.
South Carolina's shaky. I don't think they contend. So ultimately, and A&M's up there as well. Tennessee, I don't think is going to be very good. They haven't shown me much. I mean, they beat up on small teams like we have, but East Tennessee, I have a buddy that played his O-line at East Tennessee State. I mean, it's an FCS opponent. I mean, we played FCS opponents, but like I'm not high on the Tennessee train. This game versus Georgia this weekend is really going to show me a lot. They got game day coming too, and then obviously A&M. I'm never high on A&M, rightfully so.
You know what game I'm actually very excited for this week?
Which one?
South Florida and Miami.
Yeah, that's a big test.
South Florida beat Florida. Florida beat Boise State, who was ranked at the time. is South Florida a random group of 5 team that could upset anybody?
I think USF's the group of 5 team that makes the playoffs this year. I think they're this year's Boise State. Quarterback play has been tremendous. He's moving like prime Cam Newton. I'm gonna have to find his name. I watched the game versus Boise State. They were flying all over the field. I mean, USF looks good.
Let's see. It is Byron Brown.
Byron Brown. Yeah, is he a sophomore?
Class senior.
Senior.
I don't know if that's a red shirt or not. It doesn't say. It just
look
says.
Look where he came from. I feel like I have no ball knowledge right now.
Let's see. Byron Brown. If I can type, it's my fault. Byron Brown. Let's see. Let's just put in college stats, I guess. College stats. Career stats right here. He went all 4 years at USF.
All right, so he's a loyal man. I don't know. I feel like USF just has good weapons with them. I mean, they're playing. I think they're under.
I think he got hurt junior year because he went from sophomore year 426 attempts to 132. So unless they were starting somebody else last year.
If I'm not mistaken, I think USF is under a first-year head coach too. But yeah, I'm high on USF right now, and I think Miami they might lose. I don't think Florida's not Miami. Miami's pretty good.
Yeah.
But no, if we round out the rest of the top 25, Iowa State, I believe they're where they belong. I have nothing wrong with them at 14 until proven else otherwise. Like they played a good Iowa defense this week, and was up in Ames with the win. Tennessee at 15. I mean, they've shown no reason for them to drop. I'm just not high on them. Same with A&M. I mean, A&M, I have no reason to drop them, but like
weren't they close last week? Yeah, they were close to Utah State. I mean, they were close until fourth quarter. And then I remember when we were watching that one.
Ole Miss is 17. I don't really know much about Ole Miss this year. I haven't watched a lick of Ole Miss football. I just know they're losing the dart. My buddy, photography for football at Ole Miss. I'll have to get in contact with him for the next segment. Bama at 19, obviously don't agree with. Utah needs to jump them. I think we need to jump them.
Who did Bama even play this week? Bama had UL Monroe, University of Louisiana.
I mean, it was good. It's a good bounce back game for them after Florida State.
Yeah. Beat by 73 too. I mean,
Utah, I'm fine around the 19-20 range. Us, I'm fine with where we are right now.
Yeah.
I think maybe put us ahead of Bama, keep Utah ahead of us just so that way we're the underdog going into the game. I think Utah at 19, us at 20, Bama at 21. Indiana, I don't know much about Indiana this year. Michigan, I'm fine at 23 after the loss. Bryce Underwood's going to figure it out. I think he'll be fine. Auburn at 24.
I like
Auburn
that one.
Experience. I like Auburn at 24. And then Missouri at 25, I'm fine with. I think you could swap them with Arizona State. I get the Arizona State losses bad, but ultimately,
this is one of those teams I like to watch. It's like one of those useless teams.
I believe Arizona State should still be in the top 25, but that's just me. And then I guess to round it out was
well, they do have them ranked as number 26. Well, not ranked, but they're the first team out.
I believe Baylor should be up there. I think Baylor got some votes.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that loss hurts them, but at the same time, I'm like, Baylor looks like a quality team. They didn't even get one vote, which I'm kind of surprised on. Oh no, they did. They got 7. I'm looking at it.
Did TCU get any?
TCU's at 58 points, and to make it, you had to be 109.
See, I'm not high on TCU, but that's just me. I mean, people, you would attack your TCU.
I think I would have Baylor over TCU.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Arizona State should be up there. I'm trying to think who else really.
Let's see. We're looking at Arizona State, BYU, Georgia
Washington,
Tech, Florida.
Oh, yeah, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is one that should be ranked. I completely forgot about him. Haynes King is elite. He's elite. They walked into Boulder and beat Colorado. Haynes King had a day.
I haven't followed any Georgia Tech, to be honest.
I feel like he's a sleeper to win ACC Player of the Year.
So you think Georgia Tech can get into against Clemson and why am I drawing a blank on the other team I was thinking?
Florida State.
Florida State, yeah.
I think, bad on my part for not mentioning Georgia Tech earlier. Georgia Tech is a contender. Georgia Tech is elite. And I've been high on Georgia Tech since last year. Haynes King is that guy. If you have Haynes King running your offense, you're going to be elite. And I think Georgia Tech makes a playoff push late this year, but I think they finish around 18 to 20 range. I think they make a good bowl. Maybe 9-3, 10-2. Maybe just shy of the ACC championship game. But Georgia Tech is not a team to mess with this year, and I think they can beat anybody in the ACC.
Yeah, that's possible. Let's see. Is there any games this week that seem very interesting? I know we already mentioned the South Florida game.
I'm also high on Washington this year. I feel like Washington's got a good chance to run the table in the Big Ten.
Let's see. South Florida, Miami's coming up. Ohio State's got Ohio, so that's a win. Notre Dame, Texas A&M.
It's going to be Notre Dame. It's at Notre Dame, too.
Yeah, I think it's in South Bend.
Yeah, it's...
Touchdown Jesus right behind them.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a good season so far in college football. Lots of ups and downs. A lot of people I saw Mississippi State should be ranked. I don't think they're there yet. They picked up a good win. Arizona State did not learn about playing defense into the Texas game last year, where they gave up that. Again, I don't know why you're rushing 5 when you just have to play prevent. And it's the same thing that happened in the semifinal versus Texas last year. How are you going to let a receiver get behind you when you have the lead with 20 seconds left?
I mean, so. It's just it was to the point where you were like, how do you give up a touchdown?
And I know Kenny Dillingham is serious right now. And whoever plays Arizona State this weekend is going to get throttled.
Because Arizona State missed the SEC battle. Georgia and Tennessee play this week.
Yeah, it's game day.
That's gonna be now. That might be the game to watch. Georgia, Tennessee, Texas A&M versus Notre Dame, and USF versus Miami are the 3 ranks playing each other. And I think all 3 games are teams that I don't know who's gonna win either side. Miami's favored to win the USF game by 17.5. That's the spread.
Georgia walks into Knoxville and knocks off Tennessee. Tennessee I'm not very high on this year. I think Tennessee keeps it close in the first half, but Georgia's defense becomes too overwhelming. I think Georgia wins 20-6. Just the SEC slugfest. Notre Dame A&M, I believe Notre Dame wins 31-14. And then USF Miami in a shootout, I'm going to go 45-37 Miami.
You figure only one of those games is close?
I mean, I said 2 of them would be close.
Oh. I thought I only heard one of them.
I did 20-6 Georgia beating Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
I think A&M gets throttled by Notre Dame. I think it's going to be a 30. I might go back. I think 31-10 Notre Dame over A&M in South Bend, and then I think USF Miami is going to be the shootout.
Let's see. Is there anybody who's prone to be upset this week? Maybe Ole Miss and playing against Arkansas.
Arkansas hasn't shown. I can't. We lost in the bowl game, so I can't really say anything. But Arkansas hasn't shown me nothing this year.
There's always somebody who's prone to upset. I'm trying to figure.
But then again, I feel like Ole Miss is that team that will always drop one to some nobody.
Yeah.
I feel like we're the Ole Miss of the Big 12.
I can kind of see that. I mean, it makes sense.
What's your playoff picture looking like right now? What's your 12-team playoff right now? After 2 weeks and after what you've seen, I get it's only week 2, but if we're talking about it, what's your playoff picture look like right now?
I think I got to go my Buckeyes first. Not my Buckeyes, but I grew up an Ohio State fan, so I gotta say Ohio State wins the Big Ten. I think coming out SEC is gonna be some reason Georgia has got it in their DNA. I think they can maybe beat LSU just because they've been there, kind of style. Let's see. Coming out of ACC, I think I got to go with Dabo Swinney. I don't really trust Florida State. I think this is just a fluke. I think it's a fluke to start the season.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. That Bama win's impressive, But at the same time, I think I have more questions along Bama than I do Florida State. So I'm gonna take my chances on saying that I'm gonna trust Dabo Sweeney and Clemson. And then let's see who wins the other spot. Big 12, I still got Tech. I think Tech's gonna win the Big 12. And then the group of five's USF right now, and I don't see any other reason not to make it them.
Yeah.
I think those are my conference leaders. Who's going to get the other 7 slots? I have no idea. I think that can always be up to decisions.
I mean, I think I'm gonna go Penn State wins the Big Ten. I know you're gonna hate me. I think Ohio State sneaks in. I think Ohio State plays in the playoff. Like they're gonna be a playoff team. I think Penn State wins it this year.
I'm just hoping Ryan Day just finally beats Michigan in that last game of the season. If we lose another game to Michigan, and that's the reason that stops us from getting the first seed or whatever, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. I think my SEC champion. I'm gonna go with LSU.
Yeah. I remember you telling me how high you were on LSU.
I feel like LSU is just the most complete team in the SEC this year. Nussmeier's a great quarterback. They got great weapons, got a good defense. Everything you need to win the SEC. ACC, I don't want to I think Georgia Tech sneaks it out and they get a bid.
You're really high on Georgia Tech.
I am, and I have been. You can go back. My friends back at home. I've been in Georgia Tech. I've been on the Georgia Tech train. If at the beginning of the season I wanted to say SMU this year, I thought this was going to be SMU's year. I think Georgia Tech is just a strong team, and I know we got Romello Height from Georgia Tech, so that lost some edge presence for them. I think it's going to be Florida State or Georgia Tech this year. I think Clemson doesn't even make it, which is weird to say.
Dang.
I don't think Miami. Miami's there too.
Didn't Clemson win it last year with 3 losses?
Yeah. I mean they played a great game against SMU. My dude from my class who I kicked with, Nolan Hauser, hit a 56-yard, I believe, to win it. He's really good. He was the number 1 kicker in my class.
Oh yeah, does SMU come out of the ACC?
Yeah.
You think they make a bid somehow?
No, not this season. See, the ACC's all up for grabs right now.
Yeah.
There's 5 teams that can do it.
Let's see, Florida State, Clemson, SMU, Georgia Tech.
Miami,
yeah.
It's toss-up. And then Big 12.
That's the thing. Look at everybody's parity right now. You can't say
it's
any
so hard
position.
To determine right now. I think Big 12. I think we get in at the 11 seed. I think we lose. I think we go undefeated in the regular season. We lose to Iowa State in the Big 12 championship, but we still get a bid.
Because we went undefeated.
Well, yeah. And you can't – the committee's always talking about you can't penalize for making your conference championships. And if that rule really applies, I think we get in. We maybe get in at the 8 line and we get to host a playoff game.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
It would, but regardless of if we win or lose the conference championship, I think we're in. I just don't know where yet. And do I want us to win the I think even with 1 loss, we're either going to go undefeated and lose the Big 12 championship, or we're going to have 1 loss and we're going to win the Big 12 championship and get an auto bid. I mean, that's how it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's either us or Iowa State this year. I feel like Utah's riding a high right now, and ultimately, I think we go in and beat them by 2 touchdowns.
I mean, I'm just worried about somebody sneaking in out of nowhere with an easy schedule. I don't know what everybody's schedule looks in, but Baylor looks like a team that could sneak a spot.
See, that's the thing. We don't play Baylor this year.
No. I'm just saying that who gets the final? Who gets the top 2 slots? Who might have the easy schedules? I think we benefit from an easy schedule, but at the same time, how much will that hurt us?
And then my group of 5 team is USF right now.
I don't see a reason USF's not the group of 5 school.
Yeah. But the Ohio Bobcats look good though.
Yeah.
But no, and then finally we're going to touch on probably what was the game of the year in the NFL last year or last night.
Yeah.
Ravens and the Bills in a shootout. Ravens blowing what 15-point lead,
15-point lead with 5 minutes left. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
and
was a crazy game.
lose to the Bills 41-40. My boy Tyler Luke missed an extra point.
Hey,
I think
by the way, I
both
have a
those
question for
guys.
you. You're a kicker, or you were a kicker. Do you think it? I saw some theories that said since this is the first time they're allowing K balls to be prepared and all that for 4 or 5 hours or whatever extra than they used to before. Do you think it has anything to do with K balls causing a lot of misses?
No, I think K balls, like specific balls for kicking, if you can prep them extra, they're gonna fly
They
better.
did. They're now allowed to prep them. It was a brand new rule they brought in this year.
Yeah, so it affects ball flight. I mean, the ball's going to go further. It's just, I think the more we look into college football and the NFL, we're going to see more kickers get drafted that have these big legs, and that's what ultimately people are looking at now. Who has the biggest leg? It's not who's consistent 40 and in. I mean, the truth of the matter is, you're barely going to kick outside of 50 yards. I mean, maybe for a game winner, and that's it. The rest of your field goals are 45 and in, inside of 50. So my whole thing is, would you rather get a guy that can just boom in 60 yards all the time, or would you rather get a guy that's consistent 50 and in, and then he can eventually hit the big ball when y'all need him to? Like, it's situations like that, and it's very situational, and it's very opinion-based when it comes to special teams. But back to your question, I don't think the K ball has anything to do with the misses. I think.
Like I said, I saw it was rumored as a theory. Fans are going.
The NFL's messed with kickoffs too much, and I strongly dislike it. But I mean that's it. But Derrick Henry and Josh Allen went at it last night. I mean, definitely the two front runners in the AFC.
Lamar had a good night too. I mean, he did his fair share.
Yeah, and I mean we'll touch more on the NFL in the next segment. But anyways, folks, that wraps up podcast number 1 for us. So tune in next week. Hopefully we'll have a longer and more in-depth episode for y'all. But yeah, just tune in next week, and we will see y'all later.